The last round of
horror show.
I discovered there is life after death.
How do you know?
There is a certain mental transference, telepathy that occurs between the vampires and their victims.
So let the sun shine in, face it with a grin. Smilers never lose, and frowners never win. So let the sun shine in, face it with a grin. Open up your heart and let the sun shine in. When you are unhappy, the devil wears a grin, but only got to run when the lights come pouring.
Welcome to the last roundup horror show. Oh man, I can't remember what it is every time I fucking go to say it. I am Frank, and with me are my two co-hosts, Jason and Jared.
Yeah, Jared, we're here. We're doing it.
Hey.
And we are talking about a few films this week, this month, whatever. Happy Halloween, by the way. And up first is The Void.
Haven't you ever wished to save someone beyond saving? No matter what the cost. This is uncharted territory. The body has to adjust, of course. We weren't built for this kind of thing. You'd be surprised at the things you find when you go looking.
There is something calling them all here.
What if those people get in here? What are we supposed to do?
You saw it? What was that?
Do you know where you go when you die? I do.
From what, 2016? Is that what it is?
I got 2016.
Yeah.
I got no notes.
It's not rated.
It's not.
An hour and 30 minutes exactly. 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's about right. That's where you want to stick to, because some of these films go a little long, you know. This, what do you want to do? You want to just, what's your thoughts on it, guys? Did you like it? Did you enjoy it?
I loved it.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was my pick. I loved it. It was all weird monsters and tentacles and other dimensions.
Yeah.
I thought it was great.
Did you know it was a crowdsourced movie?
I didn't.
It's a little fact.
I didn't know.
I didn't know that.
I don't know anything about it other than
He didn't do no
homework.
He didn't do any homework.
Let me give you another little fact here that I ran across. The movie was written and directed by Jeremy Gillespie and Stephen Kostansky.
Yep.
Who worked together on The Suicide Squad.
Lots of good stuff.
And the recent remake of It.
Yep.
But I imagine that's why it was so stylized, because they're both from the art
They
department.
also did that the clown movie, Eli Roth. Have you seen that?
I don't believe so.
Yep. He did.
Yeah.
I seen that. That's pretty good.
One thing about
and Crimson Peak. Have you seen guys in Crimson?
Yeah.
No.
We're behind, I think.
No, that's a Crimson Peak was a great ghost story. Like if you like haunted houses, that's a good one.
I really liked the sound design on this movie because it was like I don't know, it's just the perfect modern horror soundtrack where it's just unnerving the whole time. I liked all of it.
I liked that it reminded me of 80s horror.
Very feels like a throwback.
Yeah.
Yeah. But not. It wasn't heavy.
Well, I mean, the very first thing that pops out to me is The Thing. How much of a feel it has.
And Hellraiser. Like the horror aspect of it reminded me of Hellraiser. But yeah, it didn't. They didn't make it like it's a throwback, kind of like how Stranger Things.
Yeah.
It's very obvious that they're doing. Hey, this is '80s horror. They didn't go that far with it.
The cult shit was really fucking awesome. All the shots, the way that they were in the field just standing there with a knife out to their side. That's fucking creepy as shit.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't understand a lot of this at first.
Yeah.
And before tonight, I went back and watched it again. It made a lot more sense this time around.
But yeah, and anything like where you get the mad scientist feel, like it's the doctor doing weird experiments. That always sells me.
Spoiler.
Spoiler.
Way to go.
Are we doing spoiler? I could go through the whole movie.
Yeah. Are we not? Are we not talking about the movies?
No, I wouldn't. Yeah, we're talking about movies.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, are we just gonna say facts? I came to talk about the movie. That's what I was.
Yeah. So we're not worried about spoilers.
No, I was ready to walk through every one of these movies scene by scene. I'm ready to do it.
Oh, I don't. Yeah,
that's going to be unwieldy and long.
That's going way too far into.
This is the first episode, so we really don't know what this is going to be.
Yeah, we're still feeling it out. What's your favorite part of this movie? What's your favorite scene in it?
I don't know that I have favorite scenes.
Favorite ghoul, but favorite monster.
The monsters. The monsters overall.
Just the practical effects in this was great.
My favorite part, like idea wise, about the movie is how they did the monsters. It's all tentacly, other dimensional, demony, Lovecrafty. Just
that was another thing.
The first monster that comes out, the one that's the chick that skins her face and later turns into the weird.
This isn't my face.
When she gets the first dude, and like it's just kind of. She
shoves her fingers in his eyes, doesn't she?
Like latched on the back of his head, and he's just kind of standing there.
Did she stab him in the head with something? Yeah. She cuts off pieces of her face and stabs a dude in the eyeball with some scissors. Yep.
Yeah, but that's before.
You really do have this.
Every second of it, man.
That's before she turned into the monster.
I'm already watching it. I can write stuff down while it goes.
But. Yeah, they had. I mean, even the small stuff traveling into the basement is another dimension.
Yeah, my favorite. I have a favorite monster. It's that fucked up one that looks like it's walking upside down on its hands and legs.
The one from the end.
Yeah. It smashes that dude's face into
his
the concrete. Yeah,
the main bad guy's daughter.
Is that who it was?
Yeah, because it was reborn.
I didn't know that she turned that fucked up. I thought that was something that crawled out of some other thing. It got really messed up at the end.
The birth of that monster was the whole point of the story.
You know, shit.
I told you I didn't.
It got confusing.
Have you just watched it once?
One time.
I'm telling you, I didn't understand a lot.
My notes from the beginning of it's because it starts off confusing. I called the two guys, the father and son, murderers through half of this. So, I mean, that's where we're looking at here.
It leaves you to piece stuff together, so
it's good.
I'm not good at that the
it's
first
really good.
time around.
I thought they didn't waste time on what wasn't needed in the movie.
That's true.
They were like, hey, here's some shit happening. Why'd that happen? Who cares? Cult, monsters, other dimension, huge being. And the end was straight up 7 Doors of Death or the Beyond, whatever you want to. Like, it's just them standing.
Now, the thing that
in this
really
hell kind of world, staring like, what do we do now? I guess we hang out here.
The thing
you can't go outside.
Yeah.
Well, I mean the variant.
Well, you don't want to go out there.
You can't.
Because the dude's wife died, and then he pushes the guy in, and then at the very end, they're just. So it reminded me Beyond. Like the whole thing, I'm just checking off. It doesn't rip anything off, but it reminded me of The Thing. It reminded me of Hellraiser. Reminded me of The Beyond. It reminds me of Lovecraft stuff. It was someone went through my favorite checklist of movies and novels and said, we're going to do something in the vein of all of these great things.
The thing that really confused me the most when I was watching it was that I thought that fucking doctor died, and then he's the main fucking bad guy. Good thing I had my notes here to reference that fucking dude's name. I was like, because he just calls and says it's whoever.
Richard.
Yeah, and I'm like, who the fuck's that? Because I don't know none of these motherfuckers' names. I'm calling the two dudes murderers. I'm calling the one guy the sheriff.
Instead of writing a book while you're watching it. You should watch it.
I was making a
good, Frank.
I'm watching it.
You pick up on more stuff.
Dude, quiz me, man.
Do you pause it and then write shit down and then continue?
Yes, I do.
Bam.
I'm studying.
So that was rough for you at my house then, because we watched that.
No,
well, we didn't watch it.
Depends on the movie. Depends on the movie. I don't have notes for every movie we watched.
We watched that fucking.
No, we'll get no. We'll get to
some
that.
movies. This one I was glad I had notes for. Whereas one of our later features, I didn't require any.
Yeah, I agree. This one's
I was surprised you thought it was confusing. I thought it was really straightforward.
Not so confusing as I was uninformed through most of it about who people were.
Well, Jared's just smarter than us.
No,
that's what he's trying to say.
I didn't really realize.
I cannot believe you guys didn't understand the movie.
Because they didn't focus on anything. There's a cult. Another dimension. I don't think
the only thing I said was the thing I was really confused about was that whole doctor thing, because I didn't. Good thing I have my notes, or I wouldn't have known that that's who that was.
We're gonna fight through this whole shit.
That's fine.
It's gonna end in fisticuffs.
Anyways, we should give it a rating on between 1 and 10 if you want to do that whole.
We do the 1 to 10 rating.
Yeah.
8.
That's good.
That's exactly what I gave it.
I gave it a 7. But that's only because I wanted more. I want to laugh. I want to laugh a little bit, you know.
You didn't?
No. I mean, when with the junkie dude, yeah, the junkie guy, I laughed at him a lot. I want just one character that's he could have been. They could have just ramped him up a little.
You want comedy?
That's my favorite.
Let me tell you how I got it broke down here. I rated it 5 ways. I have a plot, acting.
Holy shit, he's got a whole metric.
Well, it's all 1 to 10, but you brought up the acting. I gave the acting a 6. I think that the plot, the music, the atmosphere, everything was great. Like, they could have got just about anyone in the world to give that same performance as what those people did.
If they would have had,
they didn't make you care about any character at all, and that ends up being a very important part of the movie.
Give me something, a name. Give me a fucking thing. I didn't know they were related until fucking almost the end. And the dude pulls out a shoe at one point, a little kid's shoe. I didn't know there was very thinly veiled things.
He called her his wife, like.
No, the father that was with the son. He pulled out a little kid's shoe at one point.
His ex-wife, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well,
but they never say.
Yeah. And see, like I didn't care about any of it. I guess that's the thing. I am fine watching, being like, here are some people in the shit. I want to see the shit.
Yeah. No, it was great.
I don't necessarily care who these people are at all.
I realized to let it go.
If you did, how much better of a movie does that make it? Because you don't care about the people at all.
Well, and that's
like, isn't that part? And I think
that's what I'm saying.
Part
This is my kind of movie.
There was no time for it, though. Ultimately.
I like 80s.
If that shit were to
Friday
happen,
the 13th. Like, you can't name anybody in those. They're just people that die.
Don't you?
But
you
they
challenging me?
Well, no, you
give
can't,
you a little
because
something.
we've watched them a million times.
They give you a little something. Like, they barely give you any information. It's just everything starts and goes.
It didn't.
I'm not complaining.
It doesn't affect. No, it doesn't affect the movie at all. But
that
was the only thing that, like, I could really tell you that
and the acting
could have been better.
Like, you can't. The acting isn't great or anything. I didn't think it was terrible, but
it's not awful. No, it's not awful.
It's a low budget. It's low budget horror. So I thought it was.
It was very good. I'll watch it again for sure.
Good for low budget.
I'll own this movie here within the next.
Yeah. But yeah, I think the only thing that stopped it from giving me giving it a 10 is it just missed Kurt Russell.
Like, I want a shirt I want a shirt with the cult members on it. Like, I thought that looked fucking ridiculous.
I don't think I needed any more character from it. No. A better actor as the sheriff. I think Kurt Russell could have done all those lines.
That would have been
young Kurt Russell, though. Like,
I would
like
take
he was
any
Snake
Kurt Russell,
Plissken.
honestly.
But you know what I mean? Like a good actor could. You don't know anything more about him, but just is
Right.
more lively character.
Well, it seems like we all kind of enjoyed that one.
What'd you give it?
A 7.
You gave it a 7.
I wanted just to, maybe we should let people know what our perfect horror movies are. Like, I love cheesy, like, my favorite movies are like Brain Dead.
Frank could have used more pie throat.
there could be a little bit more, like, maybe, I don't know, trauma-ness to it. Maybe more shittiness to it. That's where I'm at.
Frank likes horror comedy. Is what he said.
Yeah. You like the stuff that
is going to be taxing on you too.
By the way, I
don't like.
I don't know how we're rating these either, but I'm rating them on what they are.
Yeah.
So
I'm rating it based on how close to what I want.
That's how I'm doing.
Want it to be. Like I'm looking at them individually as what I would like it to be.
For the audience, we're explaining this because we have no idea what the others are talking about yet.
Anyways.
And now the last round of horror show news.
I got some news. I can tell you some stuff.
Yeah, we got news.
Yeah, I just mostly got some Blu-ray releases for October. And they aren't by any means all the horror movies that come out this month. It's just the ones that caught my eye. The ones most people probably care about. October 3rd, Chucky, the complete 7-movie collection came out. Popcorn, Synapse released that on Blu-ray. Have you seen Popcorn?
Yeah.
It was way back in the day.
That's a great movie. Anyway, it just came out. 967 Evil just came out on Blu-ray. Arrow Video, they did a freaking fantastic transfer on Children of the Corn. It looks beautiful, and there's so many special features. I don't know if you guys are into special features or not.
That's the whole reason for this season, man.
But if you are,
that's great. It's a good release.
The
October 10th, The Barn. It's very low budget 80s slasher movie. Very low. That's more up your alley. Like it don't look that great to me, but a lot of people are.
If it looks like shit, send it my way.
A lot of people are buying. A lot of people are buying them up. And October 17th. The Stranger Things package. Have you seen that?
VHS.
The Blu-ray looking like I gotta get that. Target exclusive on that one. 24th, Demon Wind. People are saying that. Have you ever seen that?
Nope.
People are saying that is what Evil Dead should have been.
Demon Wind?
Yes, Demon Wind.
Oh, wow.
Sounds like a fart joke.
Arrow Video also released a George Romero collection. It's the stuff he did between Night and Dawn. And I've only seen...
What's on that?
There's 3. There's Always Vanilla, Season of the Witch, and The Crazies. And I've only seen The Crazies. So that interests me, but that's like $60.
Wow.
So I probably won't ever be buying that.
You're not gonna take a shot in the dark on that one?
I'm gonna highly recommend these, but I'm not gonna follow my own advice.
No, I'm not.
You guys should buy it, probably.
Somebody should buy it.
These aren't recommendations. Oh, these are Blu-ray releases. I mean, that's
sounded like it.
October 31st. Ain't much coming out, but
don't vape in your mic.
Slaughter High.
Sorry, Jared.
I ruined Jonathan Rab's podcast last time I was on it because I did this the whole time.
Oh, we're gonna have to do that take over again, Jared.
Wow.
Proceed.
October 31st, Slaughter High. Huh?
Is that the one? George Clooney?
No,
that's Return to Horror High.
Yes.
Okay.
And then just the new transfer, Land of the Dead, and the remake of Dawn of the Dead. That's the only thing. I thought October 31st, and that's all it comes out.
It's not like back in the day they would release.
We should look up like new movies that are actually coming out too.
Yeah, in theaters.
Why? That's in my next segment.
Well,
the box office.
Holy shit! Tickets.
Again, and not every single horror movie just came out, but the things that kind of caught my eye. Have you seen the previews for Better Watch Out?
No.
It's in theaters right now. It's a Christmas horror comedy.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like Home Alone with some gore.
Yeah.
But it looks great. October 13th, Amityville: The Awakening. The Babysitter was on Netflix. One I still want to check out, Happy Death Day. See the previews for that?
No.
Looks like Groundhog Day, like a horror Groundhog Day.
Wow.
I gotta remember, I can't shake my head into the microphone.
Yeah, talk to me. And then the 20th, Leatherface.
Is that a new one?
That's limited theater.
That's prequel, isn't it?
And on demand.
You got me excited. I thought that Texas 3 was coming to theaters.
When they announced that, that's what I thought.
That would be awesome.
I thought that's what they were doing.
It's prequel.
Does everybody like that?
Like
I love that movie.
Isn't he like?
I think it's supposed to show like
a young boy
growing up as a kid.
Oh.
Yeah,
that's a terrible idea.
Let's bring Texas 3 to the theaters, ladies and gentlemen.
I think so. I mean, I think they'll get around to it.
I would love to. I would love to go watch that in the theater.
I don't want to watch I don't want to watch 80s slashers as kids.
Yeah.
I didn't like Rob Zombie's Halloween. It was mainly.
Now that I look at Rob Zombie's work, I kind of don't like a lot of it.
Let's not get started on that.
Yeah.
Still, October 20th, The Snowman. Have you seen the previews of that?
Yes.
Okay. What do you think about that?
I am unsure.
I mean, it's worth.
It looks.
You go early, get in for $4. That's worth.
Well, no.
We're talking Jack Frost here.
Yeah. I'll go watch
see
it.
The preview?
No.
It's got that.
That's all I can imagine.
Fassbender dude, right?
I don't know.
I think it's got Michael Fassbender, however you say it.
Everyone should watch the trailer for sure.
It looks like
I'm going to now.
It
The
looks
Snowman.
like a really ridiculous idea for a movie that was made to be a serious, scary movie.
That's what throws you, right?
So
it's supposed
I don't
to be
know.
a more serious movie.
I don't know what to expect. Not that I'm worried about it being serious. It can be.
Not having seen it at all I can picture is fucking Jack Frost, man. That's all I got.
Yeah, just picture Jack Frost.
And pretty much the only thing else coming out this month, October 27th, Jigsaw. And to be honest, I don't think I've seen past Saw 2, so that really doesn't interest me at all.
Yeah, I haven't seen past Saw 2 either.
But just a couple more things. Jamie Lee Curtis has signed on to the new Halloween.
Yeah, I heard that.
That's really big for me. And another thing, John Carpenter is doing the score and said that he has worked some on the screenplay. So that's another positive thing.
Is Busta Rhymes?
No. No. Yeah. So basically, this is as Resurrection didn't exist. Like Resurrection never happened, which is
that's
which
the one
is
with
great.
Busta Rhymes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I would love to see another great Halloween. That would be so awesome.
Yeah. Those are hit and miss with me.
Well, Robert Englund has said that he is not doing another Nightmare on Elm Street. Says he is too old.
Are they going to get old
and that's disappointing
baloney face back?
Because I'm not going to mention her name for her safety. But someone's saying that what's the guy's name that did the remake?
Jackie Earle Haley.
Yeah.
Is better Freddy.
Oh yeah.
Than Robert Englund.
That's crazy. He looked like he had baloney on his face. Let's move on.
Well,
I was actually surprised he wasn't very good because I really like him.
Yeah, he was good in Watchmen or whatever.
I don't know if it's his fault or if it was just a terrible movie. I shut it off, so I guess I can't really say. I shut it off because I thought it was a terrible movie.
And I don't know if you guys watch it or not, but just a couple of days ago, The Walking Dead season 8 started. I don't know if you guys are into that,
Never,
but I'm still with it.
Never watched it.
8 seasons in, I'm still with it.
I jumped ship after a second episode.
I've tried to watch. I tried to
It might
watch
be
the,
something you want to go back and watch later.
I tried to
sit down
rewatch
and-
the.
I
first
heard around
episode.
season 4 or 5, it started getting good.
It's up and down.
I've asked a few people if it's worth going back and rewatching season 2 because I watched 2 episodes and season 3, and I've been told no.
Yeah, whatever. And then October 27th, Stranger Things 2. It's coming out on Netflix. I know a lot of people are going to be binge watch it. Does it come out all at once, or do they do it weekly?
I think it comes out all at once.
They just
they
put it all up.
It's
how
there.
about Stan vs. Evil? Have you been watching that?
That's all I got for the news.
No.
Fuck you.
But I just wanted to ask you while we were talking about things. Have you seen?
How dare you interrupt me?
I think he answered, Frank, with the reworded "fuck you."
All right then.
What'd you say?
Stan against Evil or Stan?
No, I want to
versus
start
Evil?
watching that. That looks funny.
It's really good, man. It's Dana Gould. Do you know who that is?
Have you seen Tucker and Dale?
Yeah, that's a good movie.
Okay,
I love that
like
dude.
that.
I love that dude.
That's a good movie.
Yeah, have you
I
watched
enjoy
that?
it. Have you seen that?
Tyler Labine? Is that the guy's name?
Are you
Tyler.
serious?
Yeah,
Tyler
He's
Labine.
got- He's got
Have you
Wash
seen the
from
show that Tyler
Firefly.
Labine's on Hulu? Whatever
No.
it's called. He talks to ghosts and shit. It's fucking hilarious. I forget what it's called.
You need a longer headphone cord, Frank.
Yeah, I do. I need a lot of things, Jared. I need to talk about the autopsy of Jane Doe right now, though.
I need a lot
that
of
what we're
things,
going into?
man.
We're going into the autopsy of Jane Doe.
This is the autopsy of an unidentified female, henceforth known as Jane Doe. This autopsy will be conducted in 4 stages, beginning with an external evaluation, followed by an internal evaluation, the heart and lungs.
One thing's for sure, you're not going anywhere.
Hey, Dad. I think we should get out of here.
Everybody has a secret.
This movie was probably one of my favorite ones we watched in this bunch. I liked it a lot. I really thought that that fucking creepy song was perfect.
You know what part I liked?
We'll get there, Jared. We'll get there. We've got some stuff to talk about first.
I was just saying.
Another.
I know what part I liked.
Another 2016 release.
Yeah, keeping it modern.
That seems to be a theme.
Yeah.
This one's rated R.
Definitely. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh definitely.
Hour 26 minutes.
It's a lot of boobies.
Come on, Frank, keep it together. What kind of
Let's
info?
take a quick turn, buddy. I got the whole fucking movie laid out, man. You want me to do it?
The movie opens with a graphic murder scene, multiple bodies, a lot of gore.
This show's gonna be a mess.
I don't know how you're gonna edit this and put a show together.
Oh, it'll be fine.
He's
I would
not
listen.
going to.
I would listen to this conversation.
I mean, you don't have the director. You don't have nothing going on.
No, I was watching this at your house. Normally, I do all the things.
I got the director, but I don't know. Jared, what's that say?
It says
Who directed this movie?
couple shorts
No. What's the name?
above it.
Director. What's that?
Andre Overdahl,
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It was a weird one.
the Troll Hunter.
Have you seen Troll Hunter?
Does it got one of the?
I haven't seen
It's
it,
got
but
one of them trolls.
what I was going to
It's
ask
got
you,
one of the Duke boys in it.
I haven't seen it,
I think that's Troll.
but I've heard good things.
Yeah, you're probably thinking Troll.
No, not Troll.
Troll Hunter is about a giant troll, right?
Yeah, I think it's a big troll.
I've only
But
seen
I've
the
heard
cover
good
art.
things. I've never seen
Oh
it.
no, I seen a movie I swear called Troll Hunter. It's got one of the Duke boys in it.
But other than Troll Hunter, the guy's only done a couple shorts. I had no idea who he was.
He did a good job, though.
Distributed by IFC Midnight, they're doing a lot of good movies.
Doing good things over there.
They did. No, Jared, you can't even talk with a cloud of smoke.
They did. They did one of the other movies we watched.
Maniac, Devil's Candy,
didn't they do
Babadook.
Didn't they do a Dark Song? Wasn't that them too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
But we watched that.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I can't wait to talk about that
one. But the Autopsy of Jane Doe, Scream Factory, another great company. They released the Blu-ray, and this is $9.96 right now. Last time I looked.
That's a bargain.
I mean, I recommend for $10. I recommend anyone that buys movies buys this one for $10.
Yeah, just use use the special code last roundup, and you'll get nothing. You won't get
you can try it. Punch in the code.
Yeah, just say.
Do it. We recommend it.
Say last roundup.
What's the name? The last roundup.
Last roundup horror show.
Type in /LRHS.
And make sure you go ahead and click on through that Amazon banner.
like and subscribe.
Oh,
go ahead and smash that thumbs up button.
Smash it. Fucking smash it to smithereens. Oh, fuck. Anyways. Thoughts on this movie?
Yeah, I really liked this one too.
Loved it.
I
loved it.
I wasn't expecting to. When we
I didn't expect you guys to. We watched this one together, and you guys just.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a long haul, but
when we came over and watched it, I don't even know what I thought it was going to be.
Very tight-lipped.
But
you guys didn't say much.
Got it. We had to save it for this.
That's true.
This is the goal.
Well, I'm glad you liked it. I didn't think you guys liked it.
It wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I'm not sure what I thought it was going to be. But it wasn't
that's
that
what's
at all.
great about it.
You
have no idea what's going on in this movie.
Yeah,
and you just have to start piecing stuff together.
Yeah, and I was the whole witch thing got me, tossed me for a loop. The cadavers walking around once that shit started happening, I was like, oh.
Whoever wrote this really had worked around a lot of.
I did miss the end. I was confused. Luckily, Jason had watched it before when the dad has the son kill him, and then at the end she's got the white eyes again and is back to normal.
Yeah,
I was like, wait, I thought he took all that away. This should be, but then he explained that he killed himself prematurely.
Well, I assume that's what happened.
It's the only thing that makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
If the director didn't think that, he does now.
No, I love
because someone made sense of a bad idea.
Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah.
The atmosphere was great in this movie.
The sycamore.
I loved it.
The old sycamore.
I loved it all. I loved the old house. The basement was obviously the morgue or.
You really loved
it. And I really the old sycamore.
Just so everybody gets the joke, Jason skipped back to the old sycamore falling like 4 times.
But it was because he thought
it wasn't deliberate. I thought the guy said something wrong, and I wanted to hear that part again.
You thought he said line land instead of land line.
Yeah, that's
line land. He's the line man.
I think that's an excuse. I think you just really liked
it. Just always ended up on that.
And we were always
saying
the old
sycamore fell. It's the old sycamore. Like we just kept hearing that over and over, and we kept missing the part that we
taken care of that thing years ago.
You know?
But yeah, no, all the way through, I thought this was a really good one.
Yeah, I really liked they brought Brian Cox in on this. Is that his name? Brian Cox.
I believe so.
The guy from Super
X-Men
Troopers.
2.
From X-Men 2.
Yeah, he plays Nugan.
He's Stryker. X-Men 2.
X-Men 2.
The
I don't know who
X-ing.
Stryker is, or yeah.
Wasn't that what it was? X-Men 2, the X-ing?
I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, so what's your rating on this movie? You want to talk about it more? You got more details?
Well, yeah, let's talk about it a little bit more. I also love that, like, everything basically happens in 2 rooms. It's 2 characters, and it doesn't hurt the movie at all. Like it's great. I love the relationship between the father and son. And I wish I would have wrote everything down the first time I watched it, because I didn't know anything. You know, I went into it like you guys, not knowing anything, and it blew me away.
Yeah. I wish that the son at some point, whenever some that crazy shit was happening, might have said, maybe talked about the crazy shit a little bit instead of just not saying anything about it. When the blood exploded out of the fridge, he didn't even go, hey, Dad, hey, Dad.
That was a lot of blood. Like,
Yeah.
that's against protocol or something to just have.
And the radio popped on.
You think he would have at least said, that's a good deal of blood.
I think he said, I got it.
Yeah.
And then just like wiped it. Did he even wipe it up a little bit?
Not really.
And then the radio kicked on. And you going to turn that off?
He'd at least said, hey, that's a good deal of blood.
Yeah, or that's weird that it just leaked out like that. Oh, for no reason.
Yeah,
Dad.
I gave this one a 7.
Yeah.
I think the acting was probably better
The acting
than
was
any of the other ones we watched.
I think the
acting was really good.
I loved it.
They could have got a better girlfriend, I think, for that dude.
The story was really good. It was a little too slow burn for me. I think they could have had some more crazy shit happen.
Yeah, they could have worked some more stuff.
It was slow burning, but
it
was worth it.
Another thing I really liked about it is like I mean, I don't know anything about an autopsy, but it looks like they really
did the thing.
Like they really,
I think they really cut the actress up.
They figured out one thing,
and then they healed her.
Then moved to another. Like they kind of take you through everything, and I think, I mean, it's just I guess it keeps you guessing what's next. They'll pull out one thing, and then
for when the reveal happened, as little actual psychological thrillery impact as what the reveal ends up being. It felt a little psychologically thriller as a slow burn.
At least even though it was a slow burn, at least they gave you pieces like here and there. Like
I don't think it really. I don't think it hurt it. I just think it could have been better if they'd have pumped the tempo a little for what it ended up being.
It is slow.
For what it ended up being. I mean, you can't.
But they would give you a trisket here and there along the path. You
couldn't have went too fast. Eventually, you got the whole box.
It was slow, but I loved the atmosphere so much in this. I loved it taking place down there. The way it looked. Like I don't know if they built that or if they actually went to like locations, but like the old school.
They went to an actual.
The old school wallpaper, the old elevator. Like it's just so old looking.
If they did go somewhere,
it looks like a scary movie.
You think they would have took down the old sycamore first?
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's good. But I gave this one an 8.
So did I. Yep.
I gave it a 7.
It wasn't my perfect movie, but for a movie that I wasn't expecting anything. I didn't know what to expect. I knew there was a dead lady, and that was about it.
Yeah, but I'm surprised.
The plot and the atmosphere.
You're surprised they gave it such a high number?
I'm surprised that.
You're surprised about Frank?
Yeah. Yeah, the reason I did.
Yeah,
no, it's not funny, but I don't. I wanted the void.
It makes you laugh a couple
I
times.
wanted the void to be funny.
The old sycamore.
I think that was us. I think that was us.
I think there was a couple times with the old guy. He just
he's funny.
He just like screams or says something crazy.
Like I said, I'm judging it based on what I wanted it to be. I didn't want this to be funny. I wanted it to be. I wanted it to pay off at the end, and it did. Ultimately, I think.
I hope to see a second one.
I'm not judging you for it.
Yeah,
I was just surprised.
I thought that might catch you off
again
guard.
for $10.
Yeah,
you got to buy it for $10.
It's a good buy. But let's move into Jared's realm.
I love reading books, it's fun. I often read them with my mum. I like reading to explore. There's no better way, I'm sure. I love reading.
Oh my God.
I'm really going to have to think up a different name for that.
No, that was never intended to be a name.
No, it is not Jared's.
I was literally talking like that's his realm.
Yeah, I assume. I just...
I like that.
Frank's like, no.
I liked it because someone else came up for a name I jumped on it. I don't care if it was a real suggestion or not.
I don't care if it was good or not.
No, I
was going to say something.
I do a ton of different things, and a lot of times I have to come up with shit. And I was like, that's somebody came up with it. There it is. Jason got it. Nope. Don't like it? What do you like? What's the name for it?
I don't know. I'll think
Jared's
of something.
Book Nook.
I'll think of something.
Well, Jared's going to talk about books
Jared's
here.
Country Corner.
But yeah, I guess just first show explain what it is. I read and have discovered.
Again, he thinks he's better than us.
Look at this. Looking down his nose.
I read.
I don't know many others. I don't know many other people that do.
Well, first of all, let's just get this out of the way.
What brought you to the love of reading as well?
But no, I'll explain to you why I can't read anymore. There was a time when I nowhere near your level, but one book would take me I don't know, a couple months to finish, but I was reading. But now I cannot read a book and not, like, I'll get through a couple pages and I'm ready to go to sleep. Like, it puts me out. And then I thought, well, maybe that's just the reading, reading. That's what it does to me. So I tried to start listening to audiobooks. Same thing. Maybe even quicker. Lay your head back, close your eyes. Now you don't even have to do the work. Someone's reading you a story. Like, there's nothing I can do now.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, a good audiobook is the Silver Bullet or whatever, Cycle of the Werewolf. They got like sound effects in it and shit. That'll keep you awake. Werewolf growls.
But anyways,
I just wanted to explain myself. I have nothing against books.
I know. Yeah, I know. I know other people that are like that too.
I can't stay awake.
But yeah, I've walked into a world of independent horror and have found people in it that tell me what's good. Because I won't lie, there's a lot of bad stuff out there. It can be hard to sort through. I got lucky enough to find some people to point me towards the good stuff. So, and
that's nice.
That's a nice thing to have in your life.
It is.
It's a rough world.
You can have a book friend.
But no writers don't make money, and it's hard as from talking to them, I've realized it's hard as shit to sell books. Yeah, so I figured I would take a couple minutes, and in one show I would talk about a writer, and then in the next show, if I'm lucky, I'll interview them and then let them tell you why you should buy their shit.
Well, yeah, let's help them out.
Yeah, but get all our listeners on these guys.
Yeah. So word of mouth is probably a big thing. Well, like we sell music, like we need like 10 seconds. You either like it or not. It can be on in the background. You can be washing dishes. You can be at work. Whatever. You got Pandora on. 10 seconds. You normally know if you like a band or not. 15 at most, and then you save it and go get it later. But like to sell a book, you got to be like, here, take a couple hours, sit down, read this. And then decide if you like it.
Take 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Read this book.
But anyways, the first author I'm going to talk about is the first one in the independent horror scene I discovered, which was it's been like 5 years now. I don't know. It was a while ago. And it was on Mississippi Bones page. But his name's Doug Rinaldi.
I see this name a lot.
I've seen that name.
Yeah. I've become friends with him since then. But he's one that showed me a few other ones, and since then I've met some people. But he has a short story collection called Purgatory Behind These Eyes, and then a couple chapter books, I believe. One called Forever Cried the Abyss and With Great Vehemence. Yeah. If I'm saying that word right.
What is it?
Vehemence? Yeah.
Vehemence.
I think you got it right.
It's something along that line. But
Do you read, Frank?
No. I mean, I do every day something, at least one thing or two, but not a book.
Short stories, I might be able to handle some short stories if I can get through it quick.
Yeah, I mean, they're really good. He's got a really it's Lovecraft-y, but not ideas, not writing style. I don't think. I wouldn't say so much. One or two are, but Frank's bumping stuff.
I'm sorry about that, guys.
But like those kind of ideas. It's a lot of that kind of horror that I talked about in the beginning of what I loved The Void for. A lot of weird monsters and stuff. And since talking to him, we grew up listening to a lot of the same like death metal bands, and so I think you can tell when you read his stuff that he's
into death metal.
He grew up listening to death metal.
I think that the books that you read, though, I might like they sound really fucking way more interesting than most of the other shit that you can find in a regular bookstore.
Yeah, so. And I hadn't read horror in a few years. Quite a few years. I got kind of bored with it, and since finding Doug and the kind of indie small press scene, a lot of people out there writing it's crazy shit. Like, it's not just like the monster in the closet that goes bump while you're sleeping. Kind of, it's nuts.
Like maybe the stuff that should be made.
It's not Goosebumps.
Stuff that probably couldn't even be made into a movie, right?
Yeah.
Like some of the stuff you've told me about, I'm like, you could never make it into a movie, even if you had the money.
It's not R.L. Stein's Goosebumps.
I enjoyed those.
Those were good. That's my.
There ain't nothing wrong with those, Jared.
Yeah, I like to choose your own adventure.
But the one I'm recommending is the most is Forever Cried the Abyss.
Yeah,
I'm going on with myself.
Another jab at our intelligence.
I don't want to.
Not Goosebumps, Frank.
This segment's gonna be
that's a real book.
This is like just making us feel dumb.
You're gonna have to cut this off, and I'm not gonna get to sell anything because this is the worst segment so far. Let's let Jared talk. Oh, that's not good.
That's going great. Are you talking about any specific books, or are you just talking about him, the author?
Well, I was just kind of what I thought I was going to do was just kind of talk about the authors and name a few of their stories, what there's like on the first episode, and then I'll interview him and let him tell you. But I would
tell us of his world.
Yes, I would pick my choice few favorites, which is Forever Cried the Abyss. It's got a couple stories in it. One of them is my favorite, called I believe it's Cerabites. I don't know how you pronounce it. It's something I can't even spell, but it's a crazy.
But he's on Amazon?
It's like,
is that where you...
Yes, you can find his books on Amazon. But my favorite story in that is like some crazy kind of sex cult, other dimensional tentacle thing.
It's manja. It's that manja porn.
But then he has a novella called A Different Kind of Slumber. Very Exorcist 3 vibe.
I like Exorcist 3.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it's a great story. And so those are my two favorites. So
seek them out, book learners.
By the next episode, go get yourself Forever Cried the Abyss and A Different Kind of Slumber off Amazon.
Just go ahead and use that offer code.
Doug Rinaldi. Where it asks for gift code. Type in Last Roundup Horror Show.
Yeah, you'll get nothing once again.
And they'll reject you. But I know Doug sometimes runs free deals or 99 cents on his ebooks too.
Hey.
So you can get them.
Read it on your pad.
You can get them very cheap. But he said he's game. So hopefully next episode we'll have an interview with Doug Rinaldi.
Wow, that's going to be a thing to set up, isn't it?
as shitty as I am,
have to get here early.
He's gonna fly in from Massachusetts.
Oh.
So I think we're just gonna hook him up with a room upstairs.
Yeah.
But as shitty as I am at selling stuff, I figured it's best that I'd give them a chance to come in and explain why it's better than what I've made it out to be.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Look forward to that.
So there it is, Doug Rinaldi.
Coming next episode.
Find him on Amazon. Buy his books.
Well, we have one more movie to talk about this episode. Life Force. 1985, I believe. Is that right? 1985? Jared, consult your
1985. It's rated R.
Yeah, I don't care.
From the director of Poltergeist and the writer of Alien comes a terrifying new film.
I'm getting a very small radar cross-section.
150 miles long. EGR's confirmed.
Tell them we have an artificial object out here.
In the tail of Halley's Comet, there's something wrong. Something ancient. Something evil.
Jesus.
Houston, we have a problem.
Something's happening to me.
Something hungry that's brought to Earth.
She's destroyed worlds.
That girl was no girl. She was totally alien to this planet and our life form. And totally dangerous.
Just found a body in Hyde Park.
Lifeforce.
Close your eyes.
Visited you how?
In my mind.
Let it go! It's already spreading. You didn't stop it. It's too late.
Come. Be with me.
Lifeforce. The terror has just begun.
What year they were made? I
don't care about this show.
It's an hour and 56 minutes. Now, I'll be honest with you. It was a little long.
I thought so too.
I think I've watched an edited version because it was the one I watched was an hour and a half. The one I own is an hour.
I watched it on. You guys watched it on good versions though. I watched it on YouTube segmented, and I missed a segment because it was copyright restricted or something.
I own the DVD.
Well, we
watched it on
we
Blu-ray,
could have
didn't
done
you?
this one at my house. We could have done this.
I own the DVD and have watched it quite a few
I got the
times. To freshen up on it, I watched it on YouTube.
Do you want to hear the taglines for this movie? The taglines that they used on the posters and the artwork and shit.
This one's a long one.
Yeah, a long tagline.
Yeah,
I got four of them.
Oh, I only got one.
What one do you have?
Jason fell asleep reading this.
Another jab to the non-reader. You heard it right here. Another jab at the non-reader.
It was really long. I got like 2 pages in. I tried to listen to someone say it on YouTube, but that was even worse. That's a callback joke.
Oh, fuck. Well, what's the one you got?
Oh.
He's got it wrote down. He's got it wrote down, but we won't be able to finish the episode.
He's gonna pass out. Shit. Was it here? Let me.
No one stopped to think when we put this idea together. Once we get laughing, no one can talk.
You want me to read the one?
Yeah,
this is the one of them. This is the one I think that
you have any long ones?
I got. Dude, I got 4 long ones. Oh God, the one I think that you have is in outer space. They unleash a force more evil than the world has ever imagined or had ever imagined. But the other 3 are the cinematic sci-fi event of the 80s. With an insatiable hunger, they are coming. Mankind is their prey. And the last one is, in the blink of an eye, the terror begins. Some taglines. A couple other things I have here. I got a lot of shit on this one. This is the first film of Tobe Hooper's 3-picture deal with Canon. The other 2 movies were Invaders from Mars and The Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. I think we're all familiar with that.
All good.
Well, Tobe Hooper's he's an icon.
Yeah.
That's all you can say.
He called the
I mean, when you got the Texas Chainsaw, Texas 2, Poltergeist, Salem's Lot, like.
Did you hear that Steven Spielberg evidently really directed that one because Hooper was too fucked up on cocaine?
I've heard that.
That makes sense.
People say things.
The screenplay for this,
terrible people.
Dan O'Bannon, Return of the Living Dead. Also did a screenplay for Dead and Buried. You guys seen that?
No.
Feel like I have.
It's a good one for sure. This one was also released by Scream Factory on Blu-ray 2014. Scream Factory releases a lot of good stuff.
That's all Jason was.
No, I do. I like. Well, just picking up these couple of movies. I didn't realize I was doing it. Like I just looked down.
The artwork looks really good.
Yeah, that's another cool thing they do. They release a lot of alternate or new artwork, and then they'll put the original on the flip side. So
choose your own adventure. Yeah, the evidently Tober Hooper called the victims of the space vampires in this movie the walking shriveled.
That was a question I had. Like, was those people start with vampires or zombies?
Yeah,
They sure
the
look
original
like zombies.
title of this was something about space vampires.
Yeah, it's space vampires.
No, the people that's turning, running on the streets.
I think they're
like the mobs of running people look like hordes of zombies.
Yeah, but when they feed, they turn normal, don't they?
Yeah, they only have so long.
Well, they didn't show none of that.
Yeah.
I think you're supposed to take
whatever
it
the
as
city was over.
Yeah, the setup in the beginning, like when you see the other ones who have turned.
Yeah, I think I was just assuming that's what was happening.
I think
They were
the
all
idea is if
vampires.
they feed, then they're normal again, which would mean they're vampires.
Right. I assumed they were vampires. I'm just saying they looked like running hordes of zombies.
I appreciate his newer take on the old idea of vampires and zombies, like the old Last Man on Earth, Vincent Price, when vampires and zombies were similar.
Great movie.
Undead is undead. Undead.
This movie has Patrick Stewart in it, and probably my favorite scene of anything he's ever been in. Whenever he has that electric kiss, the thing go on, whatever the fuck that is. When he dies, basically. Yeah, there's some good parts in this.
It's not my favorite Tobe Hooper. I don't think it's a bad movie.
A lot of dialogue. Too much dialogue. Probably.
Not all of them, but I think the majority of the effects just don't hold up.
Some of the sci-fi, like at the very beginning when they're in the astronauts.
Yeah.
That stuff didn't hold up, but I thought that as far as the practical effects, they're good because actually, I mean, you see a couple of whatever the bodies when they're drained,
the walking shriveled.
Yeah, they look like the same stuff you've seen in Return of the Living Dead, like the corpse laying on the
and that's what I said.
And even part 2, get that damn screwdriver.
Yeah,
you could see that look is all over this movie.
Yeah, I always felt that he did a better on the horror on this than the sci-fi, but it always had such a heavy sci-fi feel that missing on that is it's where the movie misses.
It's because they have all that explanation of all the science that's happening, like all that shit. There was just a little bit too much of that.
Every time the first time I watched this, it was recommended by Eric Mendoza. He told me to watch it.
I know Eric. You know Eric.
I know Eric.
We know Eric Mendoza.
And
he's a cool guy.
And I don't dislike the movie. I've watched it a few times, but it always felt to me like he overreached on this movie. He went for something much bigger than what the movie actually was, and because of that, it fell short.
It flopped. Actually, I believe I've seen that. And I don't even want to start throwing out numbers, but it had a pretty decent budget. But what it made in theaters was like nowhere near that, and like a third.
Yeah, my best description of this movie is I've watched it a few times, and when I do, I want to watch a cheesy sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
When I watch this one, it's when I want to watch something with bad sci-fi effects, and a cheesy sci-fi movie.
It's got some cheese.
I thought that the male vampires at the beginning. Just hunks, man. Just straight up stone cold hunks. Throughout the movie,
he's got it wrote down. I see him consulting the notes.
Double checking his notes.
No, let me see
make
here.
Sure they were hunks.
Let's see. Oh, I did. I definitely did comment on like how they looked like models or some shit.
Was there female astronauts?
Was there female?
Well, yeah, because they said they took the shape of. What was in your head? So who was thinking about the guys?
I don't know. Oh, they got really confusing when she was like jumping around from body to body and stuff like that. Like, why is that a thing that's happening? And where was her original body hiding away at? I want those details, Jared. But I don't need any more details because they gave me a fucking ton of them forever, and I don't even know what happened on the plane. Like, there's a part, there's a segment, there's a 10-minute segment that I'm missing from where she comes alive on the plane or whatever forms out of blood on the plane. Or is it helicopter? Whatever the fuck it is. They're moving Patrick Stewart someplace.
He's angry about it.
I'm mad. I'm getting
fuck
mad.
that stupid thing is.
Fuck this movie and fuck no. I don't know what happened.
Well, there's definitely some stuff that I was wondering, like when they discovered the bodies, wasn't there like hundreds of those pods?
There was those bat things.
Were those empty?
I think at one point
and didn't they bring back a bat? He said we're gonna bring back. Well, so whatever happened to the bat? Don't know. Jerry, did you watch this movie?
I did.
I watched. You have no.
He's going off memories. No,
I am, and I like I said, I don't have a lot to say about the movie. It was overreach. It's a really cool concept. They did a few things good in it, and then the rest of it was either meh or stuff that doesn't hold up. That's 90%. I don't have it rated really high.
Yeah. It was all right. I gave it a 5.
Give it a 5.
Right
What
down
did you
the
give
middle.
it?
Yeah, I gave it a 5.
You gave it a 5. I gave it a 7.
Wow.
I give it a.
I think a lot of it has to just Toby Hooper and Dan O'Bannon just has their fingers all over this, and I see parts from Poltergeist. I see parts from Return of the Living Dead. Like it just seemed very familiar with me.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I give it a 5 on a good day when I'm in the mood for a cheesy sci-fi. I give it lower. Like watching it this past time, I wasn't in the mood for it. We just got done watching Autopsy of Jane Doe and The Void, and it was like, all right, let's just get it done so I can talk for the show. This time around.
Well, that's basically this episode, guys.
Ending strong.
Yeah, ending strong. Thanks for listening.
It just died.
Yeah.
We ended on a movie. On a movie we didn't really have much to say about.
No. I mean, what did you say about it? It's
no, there's nothing.
I mean,
what can you say about
space vampires? I mean,
that can't be said about our first episode. It is what it is.
It's equal across the board.
If you look, there's probably some stuff in it that's decent, but in the end,
Yeah, and of course, you can listen to this on our Bandcamp page. That's where all the episodes will be. ZombieTakeoverStudios.bandcamp.com, and you can follow us on Facebook at LRHS Pod. LRHS Pod. That's also the code for Amazon.
Remember the promo code.
If you want to get Lifeforce.
Yeah, if you want to go ahead and click through that banner at the website.
You type that in, they might actually give you that movie.
Yeah, they might. They might give it to you. But if you have any movie suggestions for shit we should watch, you can email us at zombietakeovertelevision@gmail.com.
Frank will read them, and then Jason will yell at him.
And on the next episode, we'll have...
Why can they email us suggestions, but I had to know before they could email us what I want to watch next?
For future. We're picking them now.
Think of the future.
A lot of popping peas. On the next episode, we'll be watching Dark Song, Deathgasm, and Luther the Geek. So look forward to that. We'll be fighting a lot on that one, I think. Who knows? Thanks for listening.
If you're stuck inside and you can't get out, but you feel like being free, grab a witch and make a switch and see what you can be. That's Halloween. Witch, magic, Halloween. Halloween. Witch, magic, Halloween. Halloween. Witch, magic, Halloween. 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 Witch, magic, Halloween.